notes for this task. Some of these tips have been taken from various sources. Others have been added by myself as well as my peers at PTE and Swoosh English. And we look to just incorporate some general tips for this task as well as some specific tips that you can use in your response. So don't forget to use your 25 seconds at the beginning wisely. Attempt to recognize the image rather in your own way rather than the salient features of the image in order to better organize your thoughts or impressions. Those 25 seconds are invaluable. Make sure you use them and you use them productively in order to frame your response that you're going to start using when you speak for your 40 seconds. Immediately identify and name the type of image. Is it a line graph? Is it a bar graph? Is it a table, a chart, a map, etc.? As well as the headings, the labels, and the axes. Refer to the chart as what it is. Think about what the labels and the axes are telling us and incorporate that into your introduction. Make sure you do that as soon as possible. Identify what you think is the main point and focus on this in your response. So when you're taking your when you're looking at your chart or your picture, is there something that jumps out to you in terms of the information? Make that your first main point and make sure you start talking about that immediately, because you'll probably find it easier to talk about if you are more aware of what it is, as well as something that jumps out to you and immediately gets your attention. Identify the trend or the trends and begin to think about how you could describe it. This refers to the graph style exercise. Is there a large line going up or going down? What is the line shaped like? Is it a sharp decrease or increase, or is it quite flat? And then start thinking about the vocabulary we can use to describe those trends. Figure out the exceptions, such as the highest and lowest values. You might see a trend. For example, it might be something that's going up, 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 and then it decreases, then it goes up again. That decrease might be the exception to the rule, so make sure you refer to that exception for more accuracy when talking about your chart. Remember to organize your speech into logical content, including your introduction, your main idea, and conclusion implications. So structure is key. Start off with your introduction, framing your chart or framing your picture, and then talk about your main ideas and your main part. Summarize your introduction in different wording for your conclusion. Structure is key for this. Do not stop speaking, as the microphone will close after a few seconds of silence. Ensure you use fillers, such as let me think, now, well, give me a moment, rather than and ah. What do we do when we are not sure about what to say next, or we're thinking about what to say? We go, ugh, and various other phrases. Try and think about using other phrases instead, such as, let me think, now, well, give me a moment, to fill in the speech. It sounds better than using fillers because you still are speaking, and you probably will get more marks for using these rather than or ah or other variants of those. Begin speaking when you hear a tone prompting you to begin. Your time will have started, so you want to ensure that your time has been well used. Start speaking immediately and don't stop speaking until you hear the tone indicating you to end your response. Now on to some general speaking tips. Ensure your headphone volume is convenient to you so that you are able to hear appropriately and that the voices of other participants won't disturb you. Don't forget, you will be doing your response with other candidates in the same room, so you want to ensure that your headset and your headphones is comfortable on your head and that you can hear appropriately, and the microphone also is not too intrusive to you. Speak at a natural pace and a normal volume, whatever is natural to you. Ensure your accent is naturalized as possible. There is no need to attempt to speak with a native-like inflection. You might be naturally a very, very quick speaker, like me, like the Irish. We speak incredibly fast. Now, you don't want to speak too fast. After all, the faster you speak, the more words you're going to have to use to encompass the entire 40 seconds. So it goes within reason. Slow down to a degree that is not uncomfortable to you, but also you think is a realistic speed for you to follow in order to give your most accurate response for this task and not to run out of words at the very, very end. So a natural speed to you, as slow as you can comfortably go. Ensure your accent is naturalized as possible. So think about how you can make your accent I guess less regionalized, less inflex in terms of your native language. Right now, if I am definitely not speaking in a full Irish accent. I am naturalizing my accent to make it sound as clear as possible. Think about doing the exact same thing with yourself. Remember, even though you have to naturalize your accent, there is still no need for you to speak like a native. Just naturalize it and slow down your speech. That is sufficient. When you do make a mistake, and you will make a mistake, it happens to everyone, even native speakers. Do not worry, and please do not let it distract you. Slip-ups are common even in native speakers, and there is no need to correct yourself unless you would really like to. If you want to correct yourself, do it immediately. But if you don't do it immediately and you move on, don't move back to the correction. Simply move on. Why? Because if you stop and take the time to correct yourself, you are removing from your own fluency. And also stopping to reorganize your thoughts to think about a previous mistake might actually slip you up in terms of following your train of thought and your cohesion and your coherency through the response. So only correct yourself immediately if you want to. If you don't do it immediately and you think about it later, forget about it and move on. Try to avoid any prolonged periods of silence. It is important to keep speaking, even if it is only to buy time. Therefore, it is important to use fillers to your advantage. No sound for 3 seconds turns the recorder off. So try to avoid periods of silence. Also try to avoid the ums and the ahs. Think about ways that we can fill in, like on the previous slide and the points I mentioned, with these fillers. The fillers will add up in terms of our word count and our cohesion and our fluency and our coherence. So make sure you use them whenever you have run out of information to say or you're taking a moment to think. So that's all the information I have today regarding our PTE describe image task. I'm now going to leave you with 2 practice tasks. So if you like, pause the video and screenshot them. However, these practice prompts will also be in the corresponding blog, which will be put on the Swoosh website very, very soon. Our first task is a pie chart. We didn't do much practice with the pie chart, but I want you guys to do that in your own time because you might have to do some practice with the pie chart. And our second response is a second line graph. A bit more complicated than the first one because we also have bars in it. But think about how you can interpret the information on the y and the x axis as well as talk about the trends in this graph. All right, some reflection and feedback. So having learned this lesson, hopefully taken some of these tips into consideration and practice, what do you think about these strategies? Were you able to use these strategies in your own pursuit for the PTE exam? Which one was the most difficult to apply? And finally, which one do you think was the most useful overall? Reflect upon these yourself. Even if you like, you can get in contact with us at Swoosh via the comments box or email and talk about the video in terms of the strategy we have used. Did they work for you? Great. If they did, they should do. If they didn't, then what didn't work? And also, what did you think about them in more detail? Which one worked best for you? Which one was most difficult overall? So that is the end of our video today on Describe Image as part of the PTE Speaking Academic. There will be more videos coming very, very soon on the other components of the test as well as more speaking practice. So I wish you all the best with this response today and take care. Have a nice day. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Once again, thanks so much for coming today and viewing this video as part of our PTE academic series. We really hope that you got lots of useful information from this video and you'll use it going forward for your own PTE studies. There are many things that you can do in the meantime with Swoosh English in preparation for your PTE examination. The first thing you can do is you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have lots of extra content on there, other videos from other teachers, lots of information you guys can find. Hopefully you'll find it very useful. If you're on social media, you can like our Facebook page to get more news about upcoming PTE lessons and content, as well as find out a bit more information about Swoosh English, what we do and what we offer. Once you've used these 2 things, you can check us out on our website, which is www.swooshenglish.com. While you're on the website, we would really appreciate if you left us a message, as you can see indicated here by the red arrow. It could be a query, it could be a question, it could be a request, it could even be a friendly hello. That's all we want. We want to hear from you, our valuable students. So once again, thanks a lot for coming today. Have a great day and see you again as part of our PTE academic series. Take care. Bye.